I'm Morgan.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Caroline.
And today we're going to show you how to make rapid dissolving tablets.
So the items that we're going to be using today is going to be a scale, a mortar and pestle, a rubber spatula. We have 3 different flavors, a sulfame, stevia side powder, the base. We also have a timer. We have a blister pack with the adhesive labels to put on the top once we get done. We have a mold, and we also have the top for the mold.
The next step is to come to the oven and preheat to 110 degrees Celsius. Now that we have all our powders combined together, we're going to move on to the next step of putting them into the mold.
So we're going to place half the powder mixture on the mold and press the powder down into the mold cavities using a soft rubber spatula. Now some of you might be tempted to use the metal one, but you can't use it because of the Teflon coating. Now remember, patience is key here. And again, we're only filling these up halfway and then packing them in with the spatula. And if you do get any on the edges, it's okay, because we're going to remove the excess with the spatula to use again. Now we want to make sure before we remove the excess to tap the plate on the counter to help settle the powder into the holes. You might have to do this a few times. So now we're going to remove the excess by scraping it with, again, a rubber spatula into the bowl to refill them again. So we want to make sure to use the top of the plate to pack the powder inside, because if there's air that's trapped inside of the tablets, they will crumble. So we need to make sure that we go ahead and refill the tablet holes again, repack them with the top, scrape off the excess, and then repack them again. This will be a total of 3 times. And we want to scrape off the excess and save it. Then we're going to take the top of the mold again, place it down to help pack them to again remove the air.
Now all of the powder has been packed into all of our different wells here, and next we are going to go take it to our preheated oven. Okay. So next we will place it in our oven. It needs to go on the middle rack. So we'll place it in the middle, on the middle rack, and next close our oven back up, and then it needs to bake for 30 minutes. So if we're using an active ingredient, we'll want to multiply it by the same multipliers we used here. So 12 for the 12 tablets and 1.1 to account for any extra for waste. And then we would take that number and subtract it from our base here to account for any displacement. Since we're not using any active ingredient today, we don't have to worry about that step. Also, if you're using any ingredients that are going to have a bitter taste or are positively charged, so if you're using an active ingredient with those qualities, there's 2 extra ingredients we can use to kind of mask that bitter taste. And so those are silica gel and polyethylene glycol. Since we're not using any active ingredient today, that's another step we won't have to worry about, but just for your reference.
So for the expiration date of this product, you're going to want to look at all your ingredients and see which one expires first. Then you're going to want to take 25% of that earliest expiration date, or it's going to be 6 months, whichever one comes shorter. For example, so if you have something and your shortest expiration date is 1 year, that product's only going to be good for 3 months.
The therapeutic uses of these dosage forms would be something that for patients that would need a rapid onset of action, or for patients who can't swallow pills. So example of the patients who can't swallow pills would be pediatric, psychiatric, or geriatric. And then acute onset of action would be something like Zofran that you would need for nausea and vomiting.
Okay, so just to talk about a few patient education points, you're going to want to store these in a cool, dry place. Make sure you keep them away from children because that can be potentially dangerous. And then for administration, you're going to want to place them on your tongue and let it dissolve naturally. Don't use any water to help these dissolve. Your saliva should be enough to make them dissolve naturally. And that's going to usually take about 30 seconds for it to become completely dissolved. And the onset of action will actually probably just depend on the active ingredient that's in your specific tablet. So you don't want to remove it from the packaging until you're ready to use it. So if you want to take some with you to go, just cut it out like we've done here and place it in your purse, and just then open it whenever you get ready to use it.
Don't forget to use your safety gloves. Let's see what we've got. The next step is to let them cool for 5 minutes, and only 5 minutes, because you just want to make sure that they come out of the mold easily. So now that we've waited 5 minutes for them to cool, you use the back of the top to lay on top of the base, so we can flip them over. And then you want to hit it all over every area to be able to get all of the tablets out. Beautiful.
Next, we're going to package these. So our packaging is right here, and that is going to keep our product stable by protecting it from heat and moisture. I'm also going to put gloves on right now to also help protect them from any moisture that might be on my hands. Okay, so we're going to take each of these individual tablets and place it into our packaging here. And then once we have this in, we're going to use our protective backing. And so this works by peeling it off. And then you'll place that, let's make sure we don't have any crumbs on there, placing it on top of the tablet and press down.
This is our finished product.
All right, now the most important part of making any sort of compound in this class, we're going to try it. Bottoms up.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Good job, team.
That looks like kind of good.
Make sure you clean up afterwards.
Thanks for joining us today as we made our rapid dissolving tablets.